clarity in my brain.
Yeah.
What I should have asked you is, what's the end game for the statement, "We will not comply"? Let's say some new restrictions pass. What's the end game for you? Literally mean you won't comply with the law?
It's a personal choice for every Marylander to make. Me personally, no, I will not comply with a law that forces me to go through some sort of obstacles and expenditures of money in order to sell my property, my legally owned property in Maryland, to somebody I trust.
So if it comes to that, it then becomes a potential tangle with law enforcement, potential charges, and I presume a legal challenge. The kind of legal challenge I think maybe you think should go to the Supreme Court.
That's exactly it. You can't get into the courts unless you're a plaintiff. I've been arrested twice in the last year standing up for my rights, and I've been I'm in federal court, and then I was in district court, and I won one case, and I'm sure I'm going to win the other case. You can't get to the clarification of your rights often without getting in front of a judge. So what happens is I'll be happy to be plaintiff number one if that's what it comes down to. If it comes to me being in handcuffs in order to be a plaintiff in court, to get in front of a judge to say, "Your Honor, this is wrong," I'm happy to do that. That's what it may take. And let me also say, we're getting messages from all over the country, from every state, and even in the past we've received messages from Canada as far away as Australia saying, "You go with your message. We're energized by what you're saying." The internet is full of people saying we will not comply. We're on the sidewalk in front of the Statehouse declaring this to them without any concern about whether they misunderstand it or not.
In search of clarity, so I accurately portray this. Some people think you're extremists. What I think I'm hearing you say is, no, I am going to participate. I am willing to participate in civil disobedience, even if it means I'm violating the law, in order to get a day in court, not in order to be an outlaw or lawless person. Is that accurate? Is that the right way to think of this?
One of the greatest traditions in American life is civil disobedience. It's what got us the Civil Rights Act of 1965. As I said, we think we're the Selma marchers of 2019 in the Second Amendment community. These are grand traditions to stand up when the government wants to overreach and oppress. It's the grand tradition for individual citizens, one guy with one shirt, or standing up in the rafters of the Statehouse, making a speech to the legislatures.
So not outlaw, freedom defender.
Yep. I mean, every generation has this
was Rosa Parks an extremist? I guess it depends on your definition of extremist. She just stood up for what she thought was wrong, and now we see that it was wrong. So it comes a time in every society where if bad laws are passed, it's your duty to disobey them and get them before the courts. And here in Maryland, we're at a disadvantage. You say, well, the politicians are representing their constituents, but we're so gerrymandered that the districts don't accurately reflect their constituents. So there's a lot of people in this state who are fed up, had enough. This is their line in the sand that the Democrats are crossing. And they're going to say, enough is enough. We stand with Rosa Parks and Martin Luther King and everybody else for our civil rights.
And the sheriff, talk about the sheriff.
Got it. Yeah.
The sheriff.
I'm glad we did that as round two. That was much more clear.
Yeah, the sheriffs are.
I got a picture of Wacomico. Make sure you spell your name and say it correctly, and I will do my best not to misspell it on.
You're right. Paul Brockman, Paul Brockman.
Great. Thank you for helping.
Thank you, guys.
Yep.